I just fired a freelancer that I've been working with for years. Here's the advice that I gave him on the way out. You've got to start charging more if you want to stop churning clients. Hey, what's up? I'm Ray Green, former executive turned nomad entrepreneur and founder of Repeatable Revenue, a growth coaching company for service-based businesses. One of the mistakes that I see freelancers, solopreneurs, consultants, service providers in general, even agencies make is around pricing, namely not charging enough for their services so that they can win more deals. It helps in the short run, but it costs them dearly in the long run. Now, there's usually three reasons that people are undercharging for their services. The first is they're projecting some kind of insecurity about themselves, right? So when you are in some ways the product, like as a service provider, if you are, or even small agencies, when you are kind of the product that you are selling, you're very closely attached to it. It's very personal. And that means any insecurities you have about yourself are going to get installed into your business. Most of the people I see doing this aren't going to say that this is the problem, right? Like they say things like, I've got to get more logos, or I've got to get more case studies, or I've got to get more testimonials, or I've got to get more experience, or I've got to get some more of something. But what they're really saying is, I'm not enough, or my service isn't enough right now to charge what I really should be charging. Like it sucks for you. And as I'm going to show you in this video, it sucks for your clients too. The second reason I see people not charging enough is because it's some kind of land and expand strategy. Basically, I'm going to charge low rates. And then once I get my hooks into this client, I'm going to increase my rates or start finding all these other services that I know I can charge more for. So I'm just basically going to go in under the radar. And then when I get there, I'm going to expand and I'm going to make more money. Candidly, I just think that's a shitty way of doing business. I think it's deceitful to start any relationship, professional relationship included, on something that's not honest, right? Like if you know you're going to charge more, if you know this is not enough money to solve the problem that they want, and you're going in to sink your hooks in so that you can later squeeze more money out of them, and you're doing that all consciously, that's not somebody I want to work with. Like think about it the other way around. Like if I'm hiring a service provider and I want a problem solved, the last thing I want is some bullshit on the front end. If you fall into that camp, you're probably not going to like this video. And if you don't, and that's what you're thinking with the pricing, just don't. It actually costs you clients and referrals and long-term relationships, which in a service business can do wonders. That's the second reason. The third reason is it's part of some intentional strategy to say, I am going to get 2 case studies and then I'm going to increase my prices, or I'm going to increase my prices every month or every quarter or every year as I work through and do that, and then actually methodically do that and execute it. When I first started my group coaching program, I told people on the front end, I said, hey, this is the first version of this. Each month, I'm going to increase prices by $1,000 over the next 12 months. And I did. So sometimes there is a very deliberate strategy to increase pricing, and it's just a matter of building up the marketing assets as you're going along. The trick with this is most people that say they're doing number 3 are really doing number 1, right? Like they're saying I need more marketing assets, but it's really a projection of an insecurity. So if you fall into that camp, just make sure that you really fall into that camp. Now, those are the 3 reasons that people typically don't charge enough for their services. The thing is, you already know why it sucks for you. Okay. You know, you're not making enough money. You know that you're going to be overwhelmed. You know that it keeps you from making investments in the business, into technology or into people or into systems that you need to actually grow and get your lifestyle back. So you already know why it sucks for you. But let me reframe this just a little bit to highlight why this sucks for your clients too. First of all, nobody's in business to make less money. So if you're undercharging, as a business strategy, typically you make up for that with higher volume, right? Like it's the Walmart model. It's true of grocery stores. It's true of gym memberships. It's true of service providers. If you undercharge, you're not going to just make less money. You're going to try to make up for that with more clients, with more work. That's fine if you're selling something like digital courses, right? Like there's no marginal impact on you as an entrepreneur if you're selling digital courses. If you're not charging enough for your course, well, you can just go sell more of it. And no harm, no foul, because if you sell 3 times the number of digital courses, it's not really going to have an effect on your day. When you're providing services, completely different game. Every new sale means work is coming back to you or your team. So you're making up for lower prices with higher volume. Now you've got more volume, you as a service provider or your team, now you get spread too thin because you've taken on more work with more deliverables, with more fulfillment. So the quality of your work now is going to be spread out amongst 10 people instead of 3 people because you didn't charge enough. So you had to take on more people. So now you've got more people, but you've got to fulfill the work with more people. Now the quality of your work sucks. How do you think your clients really feel about that? Right? Sure, I'm sure they love like the cheap rates, but they don't love having to nag you to get things done, having to hound you about deliverables, having to send work back because the quality of the work isn't what they expect. That's annoying to them. But you don't really have a choice because you've got to service 10 people instead of 3 because you didn't charge enough. And the result of that, if you play the tape through, is they fire you. You're down a couple clients because you weren't delivering really good work, but you still have to go get those clients because the rest of the clients that you have, you're still not charging enough for. And that requires marketing, that requires proposals, that requires sales calls, that requires content, whatever it is that you do to get clients, you've got to start doing that. So now you've got a handful of clients that aren't paying you enough, and you're trying to go find more clients, and that work isn't paying you anything. So when you do get an opportunity to get a new client, you kind of go, wow, I'm feeling a little desperate. So I'm going to undercharge so that I can have short-term gain, even if it means long-term pain. You bring on a couple clients. Now the cycle continues. It's a perpetual cycle. Worst of all is the referral side of this, which is a big part of providing services. Your referrals and your clients can be a great source of lead generation for you, but not if they're not happy. They're not sending you referrals if you're providing really shallow work. And even if they are sending you referrals, they're sending you people that are going, hey, this person's super cheap. Like you should just use them. Like they are cheap as shit. That's not the referrals that you want. So you're not getting them, and the quality of them that you are getting aren't very good. You're exhausted from trying to service too many clients. You're burnt out. You probably feel guilty half the time. Your clients aren't sending you referrals, and the people that do are just going to perpetuate the cycle that you have. Kind of sucks. Now imagine you charge 3 times the amount that you actually are right now. You're working with a third of the number of people that you're working with, but the work that you're doing is actually to your full capability. You know you are delivering a badass service or a badass product. You know you are bringing your best to this client. You are giving them your A game. How do you feel about your work? When you spread yourself too thin to make up for low rates with higher volume, your clients don't win. They aren't getting great work. They aren't getting the best of the solutions and the capabilities and the services that you can provide. You're doing just enough to tread water, and that's not good for you, and it's not good for them. The source of so much dysfunction in service businesses is based in pricing. It is based in not charging enough for the services that you are delivering, or being afraid to charge the amount or the amount that you need to actually deliver the quality of the work that you can do. Now, one thing people tell me a lot is, Ray, if I increase my prices, then I'm going to lose clients. And that may be true, but the people that remain are going to get a better product and a better service from you. And you're going to be doing better work for higher rates. And because you're doing better work, you're going to start getting referrals. And those referrals are going to lead to more better work. And then your work becomes your best marketing. Your clients become your lead generation strategy. And you're feeling way better about the work that you're delivering. Like you're not feeling guilty about it. So yes, you may churn some clients when you increase your rates. What you're left with is a better long-term business strategy. This also happens to be the single best rebuttal to a price objection for your services. So if somebody asks you, hey, can I get a discount, or can you charge me less? It's really easy to say, wish I could. Unfortunately, I can't, because I know how this works. If I charge less, I've got to make up for it with volume, and I don't want to take on more clients because that will come at the expense of delivering you the best work that I'm actually capable of. Just pretty straightforward. I charge what I charge so that I can deliver the absolute best results that you want. And if that doesn't work, that's okay. Like I'm happy to refer you to a couple of people. Something along those lines gets over the price objection really quickly. And the people that balk at that probably weren't the best clients anyway. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more ways that you can scale your service business without sacrificing your lifestyle. Adios.